Cincinnati School Board an ultimatum today.
The club asked CPS to accept its final property tax offer or said it will build its $250 million stadium somewhere other than the West End. Joe Webb's here now with how things shook out before a 5 o'clock deadline. Joe.
Well, Cammie, FC Cincinnati gave the Cincinnati School Board until 5 to accept their last offer or they would move on. Now, as you know, the team wants to build a new stadium behind Taft High School on the site of the current Stargel Stadium. Now, the team has options to buy a lot of other property in the West End around the school if the deal is approved. Payments, several $100,000 worth of payments on those options are due in the next week, and the team does not want to spend money on the land if they don't have a stadium deal. In a harshly worded letter this morning, FC Cincinnati made its last best property tax offer to the schools, double an offer that was rejected earlier this week, and they gave a 5 o'clock deadline to accept it. The school board hastily met in executive session this afternoon and agreed to get the attorneys from both sides together to work on an agreement. Neither side really seems very ready to budge.
If CPS says no to an offer that would pay them 10 times of what the status quo is, then clearly there's not a pathway to get it done in the West End.
I think that the board took a careful deliberation and really took into consideration what FC was offering to be able to come back to say, here's what we will accept. And so I think that there has been movement, but obviously there's been no final conclusion at this point in time.
At least no final conclusion that we're aware of. Now, the school's attorney sent a letter to FC Cincinnati's attorneys outlining what they need to reach an agreement. It is far from what FC Cincinnati proposed. We have still not heard back from FC Cincinnati. Jeff Birding made it clear today that $750,000 a year in taxes was their best offer. Now, Birding also said today that Oakley and Newport are viable options. And he said Newport City and school leadership have been receptive. This afternoon, though, Newport School Superintendent Kelly Middleton told me he has not spoken to anyone from the team. Cammie?
All right, Joe Webb, thank you. FC Cincinnati says it needs to have a stadium plan in place by the end of the month.